Welcome to Sisflix, the podcast where we won't judge you for talking through the movie. Sisflix are the movies you laugh at, yearn for, and overanalyze with your girls, significant others, and now us.
We are your hosts,
Paola
and Nadhya, two sisters and designers who discuss chick flicks we hate to love,
tropes we love to hate,
and all of the aesthetic choices in between. Join us as we break down our favorite movies together.
Oh, hey, sister.
Hey, sister.
Happy autumn, bitch.
It's technically not autumn yet. We have a week.
Girl, I walked outside today. It was chilly and the leaves are changing.
Oh, bless.
Already turning. I'm like, is this happening too fast? I need to catch up. Apparently, I'm behind.
Stunning.
And I need to catch up on this shit.
Stunning. It really did feel like summer happened at the speed of light, and now we're back in autumn, and it's like, are we ready?
Yeah, we better be.
There are no alternatives.
Well, we're back. I'll tell you that.
What's up,
I'll
baby?
tell you we're back.
Who's back? Who are we? What are we doing?
We're back.
Is this the real life?
Guess who's back?
Oh, no.
Back again. Sisflix back.
Sisflix is back for season motherfucking 2.
If there's any indicator of what season or time of year we are in, it's that we have officially made it through one full cycle of Sisflix. This time last year, my friends, we were getting ready to put out our first Sisflix episode. Our Pride and Prejudice episode was our first Sisflix episode, and it was released on September 20th, I think.
Something like that.
And we've just made it a full year. Happy birthday to you, bitch. It's also your birthday coming up.
My birthday is coming up. I'm turning 31. I hate that.
By the time this hits, it might have already been your birthday.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Happy 31.
Happy 31.
Welcome to the over 30 club. Welcome.
I'm 16 years old and not a day
we would have
older.
thrown a party for you, but we're tired.
We're so I don't want to party. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. God. But it's Sisflix season 2. Welcome back, baby. I'm aging. All of us are aging. It's an election year, which is just cherry on fucking top. So nothing's good is what I'm saying. Except for the fact that we're back to assault your eardrums on a bi-weekly basis.
As a reminder, Hit Clips is our monthly, sometimes, sisterly ADHD rundown of the shit we've been watching, reading,
thinking,
doing,
feeling.
This is our little bonus app that we do when there's more we want to talk about outside of recaps, right?
Big announcements, big moves happening over here at Sisflix Corp. Starting this new season, we are moving our bonus episodes to Patreon. I'll be honest with you, listener. We're super anxious about this. And we hate asking people for money. But one thing that we've been learning as we're getting into this podcast game is not only do we need a lot of time and effort to create these episodes, it's obviously very difficult to invest time in things in our current society when your time isn't being compensated and when you need materials like books that we want to buy or share or subscription services that we'd like to have memberships to so that we're able to consume some of the content that you guys request. All of that stuff, unfortunately, costs money. And so if you are able to provide any level of support to the Sisflix podcast, that would be amazing. That would just be a great way to ensure that we're delivering the best content possible. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's also cool. The free shit is still going to be up on that feed twice a month. Recap episodes, you already know how it is.
Yes, sisters. So starting this new season, we are making our bonus episodes available for patrons and subscribers. That's right. We have started a Patreon, and if you're not a member or user of Patreon, you can also subscribe right through Spotify for access to those bonus apps. Subscriptions is kind of a way to help support the pod as we grow and plan for new bonus content to share with you guys. Right now, that's going to include our Sisflix Hit Clips. And possibly we've been playing around with the idea of doing sort of a book club episode. What do you guys think about that? Sisflix Book Club or Sis flicks through pages? I don't know. Something we've been playing around with. You know, Naja's an avid reader. You know, I aspire to be an avid reader. And Naja helps me with that by telling me about the book she reads and giving me a nice detailed synopsis. So it'll be something like that. Maybe we'll pick a book once a month that we'll dive into and talk about and ask you guys to join us. If you're a reader, come listen to us talk about some books, which is also something that we love to talk about in addition to movies and shows. We also, at some point, plan to bring you video content in the near or far future, depending on how this goes. So your support helps us with that type of planning as we continue to grow. So if you already listen through Spotify, subscribing through the app could be pretty convenient. When you show interest to subscribe, it sends you an email with a link. And then when it asks for your info, you just have to make sure that you use the same email that you use for your Spotify. If you listen to us through any other platform or you share your Spotify account with someone else, as I used to, you can support us by becoming a patron through Patreon. Now, through Patreon, you have access to a few additional features like Discord access and other bonus content that we're planning. And we'll have the link to that in our show notes. Patreon usually works with a couple of tiers that you can choose from. All of our tiers are going to be pretty similar, except for a couple differences between each tier. You're going to get access to those bonus eps no matter which tier you subscribe to. Tier 1 is Little Sis. You can join it for $2. You get discount codes for our Sisflix shop, and also you get access to our bonus app right now, which is Sisflix Hit Clips. Tier 2 is for our Sis Stars. For $4, you get everything in Tier 1, including Discord access. And with your email, we can add you to our close friends on IG. And this is just a way for us to be able to connect a little bit more, give you a little peek behind the curtain when we're hanging out, be able to share a bit more of a personal side and connect that way. And then we have our Tier 3, which is Big Sis Energy. Tier 3 is out there to represent us elder sisters. And as eldest sisters, you get to be our ultimate supporters. And we pay you back with our love and admiration and live with the absolute knowledge that we would not be here without you. And this will give you everything offered in Tier 1 and Tier 2, plus a lot of extra love and admiration from us. So those will be the Patreon tiers. And whenever we have any bonus episodes or any updates for these tiers, we'll let you know right through here. We're excited to be able to offer bonus content like this and be able to connect with all of you in so many different ways. So it would be great for you guys to join us if you can. We would love to have you as a patron. Thank you so much for just being here and for supporting Sisflix Podcast. So what can you guys look forward to in season 2 of Sisflix Podcast? We recently ran a poll through our IG stories to see what series you guys would like us to cover. Secret, not secret. We had decided that we were going to cover Heartstopper. But we also wanted you guys to weigh in on a series that you really wanted to hear us cover. We had such a good time covering Bridgerton, and that brought so many amazing new listeners to us. So this season, we are going to cover, requested by you guys by an overwhelming amount, more than half of you who engage with us wanted us to cover My Lady Jane. Unfortunately for My Lady Jane's fans, the show has recently been canceled by Amazon Prime Video, and everyone's really disappointed. I feel like this show hit right after Bridgerton. People were loving this show. All I heard was great feedback. It made me go and watch the show. And then Amazon decides to cancel the show, which apparently this is a thing streamers like to do. Want to wheel you in and then drop you. There's petitions online. We will share the link for the petition in our show notes where people are petitioning to bring back Lady Jane. Guys, and have faith because this has worked before where fans rally behind the show and networks do bring it back. I saw this in my time with Sanditon.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah.
If too much time passes and you don't have the same writers and the same actors aren't on board, it's the reason why people rallied behind that show, because of the people involved in the show, because of who's telling the story. Once you change that, then hello, dude, kind of messing with it. So you want this turnaround by streamers and networks faster. The time to save My Lady Jane is now. The time to sign these petitions that get involved is now if you want to continue to enjoy this show, because you want these actors to be able to be involved in the project. You want the same writers to be able to be involved in the project.
You don't want them to be committed elsewhere.
3 years goes by and they have to keep working. Mm-hmm. And now they're not available. And then you don't have the same show. You have different writers and you have different actors. You don't have the same show. So with that in mind, we want to cover My Lady Jane sooner than later. That was surprising or unsurprising. I mean, by the list, our list was Heartstopper, Normal People, My Lady Jane, Maxton Hall. Maxton Hall didn't get much love at all. No. Maybe once that's up for season 2, maybe it might get a bit more energy behind it. Not much love for Maxton Hall. Drop that right away. Our top 3 in order were My Lady Jane with more than half votes. Then Heartstopper with about a bit more than a quarter of the votes, maybe like 30-some%. And then Normal People. Normal People has a very special place in our heart. So I don't know that we could do more than 2 series in one season. It might have to wait for next season, but we're gonna cover Normal People. I mean, if not in this year, it'll be in the next year, because we love that show. And I think there's so much to unpack there and so much to talk about and delve into. And you know, that's our shit. To everyone who voted for Normal People, don't be sad. Just be patient. We'll get there. And then we did requests for movies, and then we set votes for those movie requests. Nadja, who got the most votes in our movie request?
Y'all showed up and showed out. And I'm living for the 200 people roughly that participated in our polls that we set up on our Instagram stories. We invited our IG followers to DM us, hey, these are the movies that I want you guys to cover. A bunch of people, thank you, you're the best, complied with our demand. Pretty much anything that we saw repeated more than once, we were like, okay, we need to put this up to a vote. Paola did the magic
for each of the movies,
of making a poll for each of the movies, putting that up on the IG story, baby. And that top 10 is singing to me. Number 1, by a lot, by a margin of 20 more votes than number 2. You guys overwhelmingly want us to cover 10 Things I Hate About You. So that one is absolutely on the roster for season 2.
That is, yes.
Only 4 people voted no on 10 Things I Hate About You. So you guys were not fucking around. Number 2, The Notebook. Let's fucking go.
Oh my
Justice
gosh.
for Lon Hammond. Justice for James Marsden.
Man.
Let's fucking go. I'm gonna scream and yell about that movie. I'm hype. Number 3, Crazy Stupid Love. Another one. I'm gonna call me DJ Khaled.
I feel like that goes in elite.
That is the rom-com of the 2010s.
Rom-com category.
The rom-com of the 2010s. Screaming, shouting, crying, throwing up. Yeah, that's gonna be me. And number 4, you already know, baby, Sleepless in Seattle.
And that one we're doing sooner than later, because we're coming into Sleepless of Seattle season. Okay?
I'm hyped.
We're running from Christmas through New Year's through Valentine's
Ryan
Day.
is determined to be a special guest on that episode. Determined.
Really? I thought it would have been Crazy Stupid Love.
He loves that movie. Either or. I mean, he loves them
so
both.
Funny.
And rounding out the top 5, number 5 is Ever After, starring Drew Barrymore. That was a surprise for me.
That was a surprise. Honestly, though, the elite Cinderella right behind.
Brandy
Cinderella.
That's its biblical name.
That's its proper name.
Yeah.
That's its biblical name.
So that's the top 5. Those are the ones we are going to work into this season, no matter what. You already know what it is.
Yes.
The other ones we'll consider.
Excited. The other ones, they're still on the roster.
Oh, yeah.
Might not make it for this season. Maybe for the next one. Doing the poll was so much fun. Yeah. It was like reinforcement, honestly, that we have found our people and we love this shit. We all love very similar things. Mm-hmm. It was just validating. Yes.
And I would be remiss not to call out This one didn't win anything, okay? But we had like 5 people DM us about this, and I just have to talk about it for a moment. Wall banger. What?
Which apparently isn't as raunchy as it sounds.
What the sweet everlasting fuck? Like, and I've been going back and forth with y'all in some of the DMs about this, and I've had a few people be like, no, like, why? It's absurd. It's funny. It's goofy. You should totally watch it. And I'm like, if you think I am soiling my Google search history with fucking Wallbanger, I just might. And that sounds like premium content to me.
Not I might. I'll soil my Google search history for you guys.
I'm dead. I did have someone did send us the video of the trailer so that I wouldn't have to search it myself. And you're the fucking best. No, I won't do it.
So of those, sister, what are you most excited about?
Like genuinely, truly, The Notebook.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm so excited. I'm just gonna scream
I feel like
about
The Notebook
Lon
has
Hammond.
been on our list. I didn't expect to cover it this soon.
I know. Something that Bana and I were talking about is that season 1 was so many of our favorites because we were like, how long are we going to do this, right? This like fun side project we're doing for just us. We just took 5 or 6 of our most favorite movies ever and we were like, we're going to talk about them now. And now we're looking at the future, you know, potentially continuing this for a longer time. And we're like, oh shit, we've seen a ton of movies. We love talking about them, but like, where do we go from here? Our Nora Ephrons, our Joe Wright Pride and Prejudice. We've covered that. What's next?
You guys were a big help. So
absolutely.
You're the bomb. Bomb.com.
Bomb.com. Thank you so much. A lot of business covered in this Sysflix hit clip, but that's how we're kicking off season 2, baby. I hope you guys are excited to hear us gush in exaltation about Heartstopper. We're fucking elated. We cannot wait for season 3 to come out so we can watch it all in one day.
All right, so now we're going to officially get into our hit clips. The last time we did hit clips, we were at the top of Midsummer, right in July. We were both getting ready to go see It Ends With Us. We have not talked about that.
Shit. Yeah, good point.
We hadn't read Heartstopper yet. Want to talk about reading that. Nadja, you have a couple of books you have to catch me up on. Just give me a name of what you've been reading.
I'll give you 2 things I've been reading.
Tell me.
I am currently reading a World War II novel called The Charioteer by Mary Raynaud.
You sound so smart reading a war.
I don't read for the war. I read for the romance. That's why I'm there. So if the war is the backdrop,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, if the war is the backdrop, so be it. But I'm in there for the romance. I'm a very squeamish person. I love history, but I really struggle with visual representations of things like war. I have a very hard time watching it. I mean, I'm a designer, right? I'm a very visual person, and that goes both ways. I make visual things, and when visual things come into my mind, I have a very hard time making them leave. So in the past, when I've tried to watch things like Band of Brothers or like war documentaries, like it messes with me. Reading about it is a bit different. I'm much more able to read about things like that, and it feels like it makes me a little bit smarter and a little bit more empathetic, more disdainful of war than I already am. And so I appreciate books like I read In Memoriam. That's probably my most favorite book I've read in the last couple of years. I'm currently reading The Charioteer. I have already read like several years ago, but I am rereading Atonement by Ian McEwan. I love that book, and that movie is incredible. I also want to read one of my husband's favorite books, which is A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. And I would like to read All Quiet on the Western Front. Some of those are like World War I books. Most of them are. A couple are World War II books. And I'm kind of in a place where I'm really wanting to learn more about history. Learning about it with fiction really helps. and a little romance in the back. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Someone recently recommended to me in DMs a couple of like solid titles. If you guys know any good historical fiction, and I mean good, I don't mean like romance novel historical fiction. If I want to read that, I will ask, and it's likely that I will, but I'm more of like a more grounded historical fiction.
Not just a foo-foo reader.
What are you talking about? No, I'm not.
Foo-foo.
The other thing, okay, shut your mouth. Because the other thing I was gonna say that I read, I literally just read it last night and I was up like obscenely late reading it, is a fan fiction. I read a ton of fan fiction, and my favorite fandom currently and for the last like year is probably the Red, White, and Royal Blue fandom. I read a fucking fandom, Paola, that rewrote Titanic as Henry and Alex, as fucking Rose and Jack. So
I can't.
Honestly, it was like quite good.
Okay, I can't wait for you to tell me about that.
It's the same fucking plot. It's the same shit. I don't have to tell you anything. You've seen Titanic.
A little war / veteran and red, white, and royal blue mashup comment right here. Okay. One of the movies that was voted very highly for us to cover was Purple Hearts. All right.
Oh no.
Nadja, if you ask me, that is the perfect bridge between you reading your war novel and red, white, and royal blue. Let's fucking go. When are we talking about it?
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Last year around voting season, we did red, white, and royal blue. I think it's only right to celebrate our veterans if we do Purple Hearts this year, November. Nadja, what do you think? I think we must. What? Okay. You gave us our top 5. It wasn't in the top 5. What number?
Purple Hearts?
Was Purple Hearts
Bitch,
in the list?
I'll tell you right fucking now. Purple Hearts was number 6.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Purple Hearts.
Look at that. Right under the top 5. We can't ignore him.
Purple Hearts.
He has a buzz
is
cut.
number 6. Patron saint Nicholas Gallatin, who is in so many fucking movies that are going to come out soon. Good for him. That career is booming, exploding.
So I think it's a requirement. So, chicas, girlies, sisters.
Gender neutral.
Always gender neutral. We are going to continue to talk some shit. If you want to join us, come join us over on the subscriber side. If you want to keep listening to this convo. Thank you. Everyone who's been here with us for the past year, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for continuing to hear us ramble.
And if you like what you heard and you want to hear more, as always, please leave a review anywhere you get your podcast. Ratings and reviews help boost us on the charts and help people find this podcast. Hopefully, we can grow this fun community and find other like-minded folks. Yeah, your support means the world to us. Thank you.